So welcome everyone to this live webinar on CRM Analytics. CRM Analytics is a Salesforce tool, and this is going to be a 4-series webinar where we'll start with CRM Analytics and then we'll build upon the foundation. And the plan is today we'll explore it, but going forward it's going to be a more hands-on session. And again, the recordings will be posted by saasguru. But the plan is at the end of 4 weeks, you have something that you've built. You can put it on your resume, you can put it on LinkedIn, you can share it, and we all learn what an amazing tool CRM Analytics is. But before we get into the exciting parts or portions of CRMA, let's start with introduction. A lot of folks I don't know, and I'm sure a lot of you do not know me. So like I said, hello everyone, and thank you for attending the first of 4 analytics webinar. And here is the quick agenda. We'll start with introductions. I'll start by introducing myself as well as this wonderful saasguru platform that does an amazing job with Salesforce certifications. Then we'll start with CRM Analytics. I'm not sure how many of you have seen CRM Analytics or how many of you have maybe tried out the trail. So we'll spend a few minutes just exploring the different capabilities of the platform. And then finally, we will end with my absolute favorite part, which is the demo, right? That's where I think I learned the most, and I hope that's where you learn the most as well. And so about me, I am Sujay Nadkarni. I live in Dallas, Texas. I have 2 beautiful dogs who are sleeping right behind me, a 4-year-old son and a wife. I have been in the Salesforce ecosystem for over a decade, 10 plus years, and I have 19 Salesforce certifications. But that's not just my area of expertise. I also have expertise, or my passion is also in data analytics, which is why I have certifications in Microsoft as well as few other tools, right? I have worked in almost every data visualization tools, starting from the SSRS reporting tool to Tableau, Power BI, now CRM Analytics. And that's where, my passion is. I've built machine learning models in Python and R. And as you can see, I love building things. That is my passion. I've helped enterprise organizations with their Salesforce transformations, with their digital transformation. Okay. I've spoken at Trailhead DX. I have a personal YouTube channel, which is right here called the NAD Coder. So do check it out. I post regular content on CRMA, specifically because there's not a lot of content there. There's also a few videos on Python and so on. I'm also on Instagram because, like I said, I am a data guy, and I realized that people like to watch shorter form videos. So I put out a lot of content on Instagram, showing you how to build fun projects, how to get certified in Salesforce, just regular career tips. So make sure that you follow me there as well. My life motto is simple. I think, or rather, I truly believe that success is about consistency. It's not about just taking a step and forgetting about it, right? Yeah, so my life motto is, success is about consistency. It applies to every walks of life, right? So if you want to get fit, you have to go to the gym consistently. You have to eat right consistently. Similarly, if you want to be a developer, you have to write code consistently. If you want to be an amazing Salesforce administrator, you have to make sure that you're spending some time in Salesforce consistently. So yeah, and my mission, I lived in India. I came to United States right out of the university, came in to do my master's, and it was a massive culture shift, right? And tech has given me a lot, and I'm on a mission to help students enter tech. I know sometimes it can feel daunting, but it truly is not that scary. You have the right skills, you know how to market yourself on LinkedIn, how to build your resume. Tech is actually a very, very accepting community. So yeah, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn and other platforms as well. Now let's talk about saasguru before we dive into the webinar, right? So saasguru is an amazing platform. I found out about saasguru a few months ago, and it is a platform that can truly supercharge your Salesforce certification prep. I mean, you log in and they have gamified your certification. I believe in data, so I have always wanted to look at benchmarks and metrics, see how well I'm doing, what areas I should focus on without, unnecessary pressure, unnecessary clutter. And that's where saasguru really specializes, where it tells you, okay, here are things that you need to improve on. It sets benchmarks for you so that you can track your performance and plan accordingly. saasguru also personalizes and helps you to revise the topic it also gives you sample practice tests, because truly, if you are going to go for a certification, and these certification exams are not cheap, right? They are expensive. You go there, and I am not very confident when it comes to multiple choice questions. I think I start losing my confidence, which is where saasguru really comes into play, because they have a bunch of sample practice tests. So because I've been through these sample practice tests, when I'm going in the actual exam, I feel way more calm. I feel way more confident, because I've already been in those situations before. And again, when you're starting your career, you want to speak to someone who can help you with any questions, who can motivate you to do great things. And the saasguru has partnered with a lot of mentors, right? So you go on their Slack channel, and I'll show you the Slack channel in just a second. But when you go on their Slack channel, you have access to a lot of mentors, and you ask a question, mentors will answer those questions immediately. If they do not know, they'll tag someone, making sure that you are successful. And this is all free of cost, right? Slack is free. There are over 12,000 students in there who are posting questions, posting about open jobs and so on. So I truly recommend that. Check out this platform. It's an amazing platform. Sign up for it, and get started in the Salesforce ecosystem. So let me show you the Slack community. The Slack community is absolutely amazing. Like I said, you get certification vouchers, there's product tips, there's live classes and webinars like today, right? 4 webinars that's teaching you CRM analytics at zero cost, right? You have 24/7 live help from gurus, amazing LinkedIn community, and amazing Slack community. The saasguru platform. So here's the saasguru platform. When you go here, simply click. You can click on sign in, or you can click on sign up, and then you can use Google. So I use Google. It will use my email address. So when I go here, see, and then you can start your journey. As you can see, there's study plan, there's revision, there's mock exams. There's also Mentor Connect. So after this call, if you want to connect with me, you can simply click on Mentor Connect, and you can connect with mentors. I should be somewhere in here. There you go. This is me. So you can click on Connect, and the first 15 minutes, I believe, are free. So feel free to connect with me. We can chat. We can talk about any questions that you might have about this session, about Salesforce, about any project, and let's get to know each other. All right. So with that, now is the time for analytics to talk about CRM. So let me present again. Okay, so this is if you have attended Salesforce sessions, this is Salesforce, a publicly traded company, which means that if you're a customer who's going to make buying decisions, make those buying decisions only on the products that are commercially available. Okay. I also want to start this by saying thank you. I said it before this webinar started, but I truly am thankful, because today is Saturday. It's early morning in US. It's evening, where you guys are from. So thank you for attending this webinar. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for hearing me talk for 45 minutes or 1 hour or so. So I really appreciate that all of you are here with us today. So before we start talking about analytics, let's try to understand why analytics is even necessary. So put your CEO hat on, put your manager hat on, put your any leadership hat on, and that leaders have to make tough decisions every single day, right? They're tracking their sales revenues, they are tracking their service metrics, and they want to respond quickly to your customers, right? So business leaders need to make tough decisions every single day to lead their companies through uncertainty. We are living through an uncertain time right now, right? The economic uncertainty, the jobs, and so on. How do we get profitability and growth? Do we implement a hiring freeze or ride out the economic downturn? And how can I do all this and still get my company to net zero faster? Maybe there are some areas of opportunity that your leaders are thinking about in this area of certainty. And for all that, they need data, right? The business leaders today actually report that, taking decisions is way more complex. So how do they continue making those tough decisions in these times of rising uncertainty and growth complexity? The simple answer is data, right? Data can help you to make these decisions. all good decisions start with data. Data can help you guide your path in uncertain times and can also help you solve complex problems. So in order to truly harness the power of data, your data needs to be it needs to be easy to understand, right? You can't, when you're presenting your insights to leadership, you can't really have statistical formulas or statistical values like R square and Z square and Z score and so on. It needs to be very easy to understand. That way anybody can know what's going on with the organization. We live in the world of AI, right? We live in the world of AI. Everybody's talking about chat GPT because it's amazing. It understands your language. It can write code and do all these things. And we are using literally AI in every walks of life, in medical profession and so on. And data is also powered by AI and machine learning. So leaders want to capitalize on that and understand what's really going to happen in future. Not just that, the leaders want the data to be actionable. There's one thing about giving me data, but the leaders want to know, okay, that's great, but what do I do with this? How do I take a decision? Can you help me? What are my action items? The data needs to be in context. Today, we use a lot of systems within the organization. You've heard of systems like Salesforce, you've heard of systems like SAP, you've heard of systems like Power BI, Tableau. I mean, these are just the systems. You think about an enterprise organization, they could have hundreds and hundreds of applications, and each application has its own data. So how do you present that data to your leaders becomes very important. Then it needs to be visual, and it needs to be something that the leaders can explore, right? When I say visual, bar charts, line charts, right? It needs to be very easy to understand and can explore. So for example, if a leader wants to understand, okay, maybe I'm not, we don't have great sales in this product, they want to drill down deeper and want to understand what is happening in that particular section, they should be able to do that. Then it needs to be cloud first. Today we live in a world where everything is on the cloud because the solution, the technology is scalable. So it needs to be on the cloud. And then it needs to be embedded in your workflows, which means when a leader is looking at a piece of data and they want to act upon it, we don't want the leaders to then go into a different monitor, open a different system, type out all that information. They are going to forget about it. Nobody has time, especially in a world where you're inundated with emails and Slack messages and bunch of to-do lists. So the action should be embedded in your workflow where they're looking at a chart and they press a button and it sends an email to someone telling with a screenshot of that particular chart saying you need to act upon it. And of course, the data, the most important point of data should be, the data should always be trusted and the data should always be governed. Now, there's a gap, right? We all know there's a gap. And there's a gap because there are data challenges and valuable insights. So today, like I said, every organization, the smallest of the smallest organization is using at least 50 plus applications, right? From managing people to managing inventory, managing supplies, managing your stationery like papers and so on. You have Google presentation. I mean, there's just so many applications. So what that means is it's harder to access data because the data is placed in multiple different systems. Second is because you use so many applications, sometimes people use too many tools. You've heard of ETL tools, right? Extract, transform, load. So you're using tools like Alteryx and other ETL tools that's just extracting data, transforming data, loading skills, and so on. Now, because there is a lot of data, the other problem in the industry is there are not a lot of people who have enough data skills, right? Who can understand data, who can analyze data, who can write code, and so on. And then again, because of all these things, there's lack of trusted data. What your organization needs is they need valuable insights for every single person in your org. It doesn't need to be for the leader. It needs to be for everyone, for a person who's picking up the phone. So let's say your internet goes down and you call the customer service. When the customer service picks up the phone, that customer service rep should know who you are, how long you've been the customer with that particular organization, what is going on with your particular internet service. They should also know if this is your first call or if you have called before, right? That way it helps to build that relationship with you and the customer service. And it should be delivered in real time, right? Again, using the internet service, if the call was made 5 minutes back, they should know that, okay, you made a call 5 minutes back. And again, it should be surfaced in workflows and actionable, which means when you're on the call and you say, hey, my internet is going down, you don't want to wait on the call. At least I don't like when they say, hey, can I place you on a brief hold? And I'm like, oh my God, I have to listen to that slow music for 15 minutes, right? I want that person to act upon my problem immediately. Like, hey, Sujay, I know what to do. Just, give me 30 seconds. And, they do some magic on their end, and my internet comes on or something else happens. And again, a lot of it should be powered by AI predictions, right? Okay, so if I were to close the gap, what we need is automation, automation, automation. It is the word of the century, right? You don't want everything to be manual. It needs to be automated. It needs to be surfaced. Artificial intelligence, there's a big buzz around artificial intelligence, and rightly so, because you can build such amazing products, such amazing insights with artificial intelligence. You need analytics, right? You need analytics. And then the most important piece is, of course, you need data, which we have in abundance. So to do all these things, instead of buying 50 different tools, hiring a lot of people to build AI and do all the things in your organization, Salesforce has a product called CRM Analytics. Okay, so what is CRM Analytics? So what CRM Analytics does is, it is firstly built on Salesforce, which is, it is on cloud, it is scalable. The number one value for Salesforce is trust. So you can absolutely trust this. And it is an intelligent experience, right? And again, we'll see how this is when we do a live demo. So it discovers the full story of your data. You feed the data to CRM Analytics. You can create visualizations, but you can also run quick insights on it using Einstein discovery. And that's going to be part of a session 3, where we'll take the most common data sets on Kaggle. If you've not heard of Kaggle, it's a place where you download these data sets. So you take these data sets and you run regression classification problems without writing a lot of code, right? So we'll do that. We'll also talk about how to build these smarter decisions in Salesforce workflow. So you can add a button in there that immediately opens a record. You can trigger a flow and so on. And then again, how do you scale this quickly for your enterprise? So that's where CRM Analytics comes into play multiple times, right? And what you are seeing on the screen is, you are seeing the name of the opportunity. You're seeing a path, okay? And you're seeing few next steps, and you're seeing, some information about this account. That's all you're seeing, right? Now, the thing is, what you're not getting here is the customer 360-degree view. You don't know how much sales this account has made. You don't know if this account has cases linked to it. So what if your screen could look like, oops, looks like I missed. Okay. What if your screen could look like this, right? It's the same exact screen, which has opportunities in there, but now we are presenting information to your users on that record, specific to that record, right? The data is filtered, and your users can now see, let's say your leader logs in, the leader can see very quickly the revenue trend. They can see how the revenue is moving up or moving down. You can see the opportunity pipeline. You can see where this pipeline is coming from, right? Normally on an opportunity, you'll only see, okay, I have making $500,000 or $1 million of sales, or we made $1 million of sales. Where is the sales coming from? Which region is it coming from? Which product is it coming from? You don't know. So you can't have those intelligent conversations with a customer. But when you have that as part of CRM Analytics and embedded on that record page, now when you open that record page on your phone or on something else, you can have a very intelligent conversation with your customers. Not just that, here you can see predicted win likelihood. As a sales rep, you create an opportunity, you're tracking those opportunities to sell this to your customers, right? You want to see, okay, does the customer like it? What are their issues and so on? But as you are inputting data on that page, Salesforce is predicting the likelihood of you winning that deal. And Salesforce is telling us that, hey, we think based on all the historical patterns, there's a 60.3% chance of winning. And not just that, you can actually do something about it. It's not just saying, okay, there's 60% and I don't know what to do about it, right? Which would be sad. In this case, Salesforce is actually telling you that, hey, in order to improve this, you need to extend a quote expiration date or some other action. That way, as a sales rep, you're like, oh yeah, this quote is expiring. Let me extend this quote expiration date, present them a new quote, and your likelihood of winning or serving that customer becomes higher. So it extremely powerful tool as you look at it. And it has visualization, it has Einstein discovery built into it, right into your workflows. Now you're probably thinking, oh my God, this is so much work, right? I have to build all these things. Do I have to learn a different language? I've used SQL in the past. Do I have to learn SQL? Do I have to learn SAQL? What am I learning to do this? So the thing is, Salesforce is a low code platform. If you have studied for associate certificate, admin certificate, or wherever you're in the Salesforce journey, Salesforce always relies on low code. And which is why Salesforce has built multiple apps. Like I said, multiple apps. And again, we'll see that as part of the demo. Your apps for every industry. There's apps for different use cases. So all you have to do is go there, find out an app, install the app, and Salesforce will do the job for you. It will download the data flows, it will download it will build those dashboards for you, and really beautiful dashboards for you. That way you can stand up a solution for your team very quickly. Now if you want to customize it, feel free. Absolutely, there are ways to customize it and create a unique use cases. But a lot of use cases like sales cases, service cases, machine learning cases, which most industries use, those apps are already built. That way developers can simply go, or even admins can simply go, click on install, and the solution is built. Okay, now let's talk about Einstein discovery just little bit. So Einstein discovery, it's the AI powered analytics that will enable all the business users to automatically discover relevant patterns based on their data without having to create any sophisticated models. Okay, it utilizes no code machine learning and a rapid prototyping environment to accelerate model creation, deployment, as well as monitoring of your models, and it has trust built into the product's foundation. It has predictive factors, live model monitoring. It also has bias protection and model cards that really explain what's going on behind the scenes, so that your analyst, your data scientist team can validate everything. There's no black box there. Okay. The other thing with Einstein discovery is, if you already have a data science team who are well versed in building Python models, you can bring those models in Einstein discovery. There's BYOM, or bring your own models feature here. That way, you're not doing the same things over and over again. But it's a very powerful tool. Now, for people who are aware of data science or aware of building machine learning algorithms, applying the machine learning algorithm is not the most difficult part. In fact, that is the easiest part of machine learning. Finding the algorithm, applying those things. There are two more difficult parts. One is the data cleansing part, or the feature engineering part. It's, they say as a data scientist, you spend 60% of your time doing that. And this actually makes it way faster, right? Because with recipes, again, it's going to be part of one of our webinars. You can extract, transform, you can load it very quickly, and you can register multiple data sets, and there's version control and so on. And then the final piece of data science, which is very tricky, is the operationalizing. You've built a machine learning model that does something. How do you present it to your user? So do you build an API? Do you build a dashboard? It becomes very tricky. But again, with Einstein discovery, with the power of Salesforce, you can push it to every Salesforce record, right? It's built on API. So if you want to extract that information, you can extract that information. You can even use the existing models to create new data sets and push it to other systems like Tableau and so on. So it really becomes extremely powerful in that fashion. All right. So with Einstein discovery, it's all guided and automated. A lot of it is guided and automated, right? So you can say, I want to explore opportunities and I want to maximize the win rate. Salesforce is asking you a bunch of questions like, okay, give me a data set. You say, I want this data. What field do you want to maximize? You say, I want to maximize this field. And then you click on next. It says, do you want to run insights and predictions? And you say, okay, yeah, sure. I want to run insights and prediction. And it will give you all the insights and predictions. Not just that, it will also tell you the relationship, the correlations. It will create all those charts. Again, people who are familiar with Python or data science, there's a lot of focus on EDA where you're looking at correlations and you're developing a bunch of metrics to understand how different variables positively or negatively influence the final output. All these charts Salesforce builds for you. That way you don't have to spend time learning Python libraries. It's great if you know Python libraries, but you don't have to know Python libraries. Really, anyone who's just getting started in the world of data science or data analytics can start building complex machine learning models. Now there's Ask Data for Salesforce, which I absolutely love. Right now, the world is moving towards conversation. ChatGPT is a great example where you ask any question and it gives you an answer. And this is what CRM Analytics also has, because a lot of times you don't really want a dashboard. Your sales leaders only want to know something, right? They want to know, okay, how much sale did I make? Come to CRM Analytics, ask it a question. It's going to create a chart for you. It's that intelligent. The CRM Analytics, which is embedded in your Salesforce flow. So we've seen this. You can embed this on pages. You can take actions. You can, like here you can see there are a bunch of actions here where you can create a new contact, create a new task, log a call, everything within that page, right? So you don't have to you're not looking at it in some other system, coming to Salesforce and copying and pasting information. Everything is done within that information, allowing you to do more intelligently. The CRM Analytics for Slack, right? saasguru uses Slack. A lot of organizations are using Slack. So you can create analytics. Those analytics are available in your Slack, right? It will deliver relevant, intelligent, actionable insights to every user in that flow of work. And that's the point, right? We want to make sure that users don't have to jump across systems. All the insights are given to them on their devices, on Slack, on the records, and so on. Also, very obvious, but insights are also on the mobile. We live in a world where we are tracking stock prices, right? Early morning, we wake up and it's like, okay, what's going on in the world? Tell me what's. Phone is our new laptop, right? We check emails on phone. We message people on phone. We're checking out Instagram reels on phone. We are tweeting on phone. Everything is done on phone. So why not analytics? So it's of course a natural place for analytics to live, where you get the exact same dashboards responsive to your device, where you wake up in the morning and you say, okay, what's going on with my revenue? What's going on with my number of cases? And all those machine learning models, everything is available in your mobile. And this is going to be part of our next session, where we will be building a dashboard, and we'll also be building a mobile dashboard. All right. So make sure that you attend those sessions. Now is the time for live demo. But so now let's look at top activities. So your top activities, once you join, even if you're a business analyst, you complete your Salesforce business analysis, you will be doing a lot of data analysis, right? You'll be creating a lot of reports and dashboards. So things that you should know is, how do I extract data? Because as a business analyst, as a data analyst, people will come to you and say, hey, can you tell me what was the sales of this product last quarter? Okay. The second question could be ease of transforming data. Now, data is not always clean, correct? Sometimes, I'll give you an example of dates. In India, you write dates as date, month, and year. In United States, you write date as month, date, and year, right? So the way of formatting dates is very different. So your organization could have a company in India who gives you order date, which is date, month, and year. You need to be able to interpret that, which means you also need to be able to transform it in a way. If your users are in US, you need to convert that date into month, date, and year. And again, this is a very simple use case, but just an example of how data is not always clean or not in the format that you expect. The third is, you're right. A lot of folks said that you will analyze data for actionable insights. Yes, you have data now. You're going to explore it. You are going to find out insights. And then, of course, the final piece is you are going to identify patterns in your data using machine learning algorithms. So with that, let's do a live demo, right? We are at 9:37. We have 25 minutes. So let's give you a tour of CRM Analytics. Let's try to see if I can maybe upload a data set, show you how to create visualization, just give you a taste of CRM Analytics. And in the next session, we'll actually build a live demo. All right. So this is, let me actually go into sales. Okay, so I have already spun up a CRM Analytics environment. It's very easy to spin up a CRM Analytics environment. DM me, message me on Slack, and I'll send you the links. We'll also put those links in the general Slack channel on how you can yes, it is kind of Tableau, but Tableau is outside Salesforce. This is inside Salesforce, which is the biggest advantage of CRM Analytics, because with Tableau you don't get record context, and I'll get to that in the demo. So we'll put those links. So do sign up for those Trailhead developer orgs, because we'll be using those developer orgs in the sessions going forward. All right. So when you log into Salesforce, you see this, and you can go to Analytics Studio, which is an app. So let's go to Analytics Studio. And when you go to Analytics Studio, this is your homepage. Okay, this is where you develop everything: your dashboards, your data sets, your machine learning models. This is your canvas where you start building beautiful things. Now let me see if I can find a data set. Give me 1 second. Okay, I did. All right. So the most important thing to create visualization is you want to create data set, and it's as simple as I can simply go and click on create, and I get multiple options. CRM Analytics asks you, okay, what do you want to create? You want to create an app. By the way, app is a collection of your data sets. It's a collection of your dashboards, your machine learning models, and so on. The second thing it might ask you is, okay, do you want to create a dashboard? Do you want to create a component? Component is like an LWC component, but it's one visualization that can be placed in multiple different dashboards. Do you want to create a machine learning algorithm, or do you want to create a data set? So let's start with data set. Okay, so I'm going to click on data set, and then it asks us, okay, what data sets are you trying to create? Are you trying to create a Salesforce report? Okay, are you trying to create something from a CSV file, from Salesforce data, from external data, right, from data warehouses, or are you using an existing data set? So let's use CSV file for today, and I'm going to drag and drop this particular. Awesome. So I have a data set. Again, don't worry about this. We are not building anything today. This is just a quick preview of CRM Analytics that you can take a look at. Okay. So you come here, you look at this samples, you drag and drop your file, and you click on next, and let's click on next. And when you do that, again, people who have used Python or R, typically when you upload a data set, you use a command called head, and head gives you first 5 rows. Here, you didn't have to write anything, right? It's just giving you a quick preview of your data, and then you can change your field labels. You can change measures. For people who don't know, measure is something that can be counted, right? So your revenue, your quantity, those are measures. Your dimensions are text information like cities, your countries, and so on. So you can go here. I can change. We remember I told you about the date format that can be changed. I can go here and actually change the date format without writing any code. Okay, so I can do all these things, and let me show you something. Okay, so postal code is actually not a measure. You don't say give me sum of postal code, give me average of postal code. You know, it's a dimension, right? You'll tell me how many people live in a particular postal code. So I can simply go here and click on dimension and so on, and then click on upload file. I believe I already have uploaded a file here, so let me see. Maybe not. Okay, but you simply go in and upload a file, and you know, you have your data to explore. So let's take a look at this. So this is an opportunities data set. So there you go. Once your file is uploaded, this becomes your first view. Okay, it already starts creating visualizations for you. Now the second piece a lot of people said was, hey, I need to know insights about this data. Great, you need to know insights. What do you want to know? You want to know the sum of amount. Okay, so the total amount is $84 million. Then you say, Sujay, but I need to know sum of amount by something else. Let's say account type. Can I do that? Sure. Click on bars, click on account type, and there you go. It's created a chart for you. Then you might say, Sujay, but I don't know if I like this chart. Are there different kinds of charts? Yes, I can click on these charts. There are a bunch of charts available here. Now you might say, but I don't know if I really want to use these charts. Like, how do I know which chart looks great? Can I get a quick preview of which chart looks great? Yes, you can, because you can click on suggested charts, and CRM Analytics is going to create a bunch of charts for you. So now you can see, oh, $83 million. This is how your pie chart would look. This is how your tree map would look. And it's creating these different kinds of charts, and you can simply click on it, right? I can click on, let's say I click on this, and it's created a chart for me. Okay. Now, the other question is, can I customize it? If my requirements change, can I write code behind it? Yes, you can. All you have to do is click on this query mode. As you're creating these charts, CRM Analytics is actually writing query for you behind the scenes. Now, this is SQL, but let's say you know SQL, you can simply click on switch to SQL, and it will generate the SQL code for you. So it's that easy. Okay. Another thing, let's go to compare table. This is probably one of the let's start from the beginning. All right. Let's undo. All right, let's go to compare model, compare table. Okay. Now, another thing that you want to know, a lot of organizations want to know is, I have this, but what is the percentage of total, right? $30 million is what percentage of $83 million? $300,000 is what percentage of $83 million? Now, in Excel, you would probably have to write some formula, right? In other tools also, you may have to write formulas. But again, this is CRM Analytics, this is Salesforce, this is low code for you. So I can simply click here, click on add formula, and then it says, okay, what formula do you want to use? It already has the most common formula. So it has percentage of group, which is what we're going to use. There are other things that we can cover during the other demo. So I can do percentage of group, and I can click on apply. And there you go. It gives me percentage. It says $30 million is 36% of $83 million, 34 is 41.7, and so on. So very, very quickly, you can do that. Now, as you can see, the formula is right here. You want to change that percentage of total, and it should change that. Let me click apply, and there you go. It's percentage of total. Really, really, really easy. Again, you've not written a single line of code, but you already provided a lot of information to your customers, a lot of insights to your leaders, right? Where you created your dashboards, you created your lens, you created percentage of total without writing a single line of code. We'll not be running machine learning algorithms, but I still want to show you what that looks like. So I'm going to go here, opportunities. Now, when I go here, you see this little Einstein here, hat. That's all I need to click on. Okay. So I'm going to go here, simply click on create story. And it says, okay, let me create story. It's going to spin. And it says, okay, what data set do you want to analyze? Okay. So let's say I want to analyze the amount. So I can click on amount, and it says, okay, so I can maximize amount. All right. I'm going to click on next. And then it says, okay, what do you want to know? Do you want to know just the insights, meaning what are things that are positively or negatively influencing amount? Or do you also want me to make a predictive model, right? So you apply some machine learning algorithm to tell you what could happen in future. We are only going to click on insights because that's usually the faster way. This can take some time, and we are almost running out of time. So I'm going to click on insights only. And now here it says automated or manual. Right. So when it's automated, Einstein will find out the best metrics for you. You don't have to do the metric selection, the model selection, and so on. Einstein is going to do that for you. So I'm going to click on automated, click on create story, and then it's going to start creating stories. As you can see, it's analyzing data. It says less than 5 minutes. We'll come back to this in about 5 minutes to see what these things look like. Now, the other thing that I also mentioned is extremely powerful is the power of apps. So when I go here, I can click on app, and let's say you just purchased CRM Analytics, or you even have CRM Analytics, and your team comes in and says, hey, we don't have any dashboards on sales. We do not have any dashboard on service. This is the place for you to start. Come here, click on create, click on app. And when you do that, there are a bunch of applications here already pre-created for you. As you can see, I'm scrolling down, and there's just a lot of applications here that I can use, like service analytics, Einstein discovery for sales, which not only generates machine learning algorithms for you, it actually create dashboards. So let's just click on it, click on continue, and see what you get. So what this does is it's going to identify predicted close dates for each opportunity and see which deals are falling behind. It will create this dashboard for you. Again, you're not writing a single line of code. It will create this exact view. It will dive into which details could be expanded to hit your goals. It will give you a win rate. Again, it's creating these charts. It's telling you what the historic win rate was. It will tell you what the average predicted win rate is going to be in future. This is something that your leaders will always want to know, especially during these times of uncertainty where they want to know, okay, our win rate was X percentage. Now with economic uncertainty, what is my win rate going to look like? This is the dashboard for them. All right. So we'll not create this because this takes about 15-20 minutes. But when you spin up your Trailhead org, absolutely feel free to do that. So when you do that, you click on this, and like I said, it's just going to ask you a bunch of questions. So it says, what are you trying to do? So I'm going to click on this data set, and then what do you want to analyze? You want to minimize time to close, you want to maximize deal size. So I'm going to say I want to maximize deal size. Looks good. Next. And then you add your data to your predictive story and complete. So now the last thing to show you behind the hood what is going on. When you click on the data manager, this helps you to look at the jobs, right? So it tells you what jobs you've run, which ones have succeeded, which ones have failed, warning, running, queued, all these things. It will show you the usage. It will show you all the data assets that you've created. Connections, right? How do you bring in data from other places? So I can click on new connections, and let's do input. Input is data coming from outside into my Salesforce environment. There are 50 plus connectors available here, right? 50 plus connectors. By the way, there's also output data. When I say output data, right now there's Amazon and Salesforce, but there's also Snowflake and Tableau, which means you can build your entire data set here, and you can take that cleansed data and push it to other systems like Tableau, or you can push it to other systems like Snowflake. There is also live data available, which means as the data is changing in other system, the data, your dashboards are reflecting that real-time information in your application. Again, it's available with Google BigQuery. It's also available with Snowflake Direct Connector. Now, let's quickly go back and see if that finished running. Yes, so the Einstein discovery finished running, and as you can see, it gives us the insights about our data. These are the charts that I did not even create. All right, it has gone ahead and created so many different charts, and I can keep scrolling down and keep exploring. I can look at the relationships. I can look at the alerts because it's telling me that the data is not clean. So I can simply go here. It's telling me there are outliers. There is multicollinearity. It's giving me all this information, which would have probably taken, intense amount of EDA to do these things. So it helps us in that rapid prototyping piece when you are using CRM Analytics. Now, the final piece is, let me show you the accounts. So this is the dashboard that it created when you download the Sales Analytics app, right? Which is, if I go here, click on Create App and type in Sales Analytics app. If I download this, it's going to create a bunch of apps. So actually, let me show you since we have just 4 minutes left. So if I go here, it's going to download all these data assets for me, right? It's going to create these lenses, these dashboards, these components, lenses, stories, data sets, so on. I can click on Run App, and it's going to generate these visualizations and beautiful visual like this, right? This is one of the dashboard. As you can see, I did not write a single line of code. This is giving me top accounts. It's giving me all the opportunities. It's giving me top deals, activities, all the opportunities. Again, just all I did was went there, clicked on install, and it downloaded the app.